Welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice with a very special guest in the house. Please welcome Julia Reilly, who stars in the new series County Rescue, which premieres on Great American Family on Monday, February 26th. Julia, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Now, how excited are you about this show?
I am so excited. I can't wait. The anticipation is building, and I've seen some sneak peeks. So I'm really excited to get to share it with people.
I know the network and the fans are both excited. Everyone's excited about it.
Yay! That's so
Yeah.
nice.
Now, I know you've been in other projects, other films and TV shows. Is this your first starring gig?
Yeah, in a series it is.
Mhm.
So it was a wonderful learning experience, and I've had so much fun with it.
Awesome. Now, before we dive into the series and talk about it, I want people to get to know a little bit about you. Where did you grow up?
I was born and raised just north of Atlanta. My family still lives north of the city, and yeah, it was a great place to grow up.
Okay. And how did you get into acting?
Well, my mom put me in like little 2-year-old ballet tap classes when I was that young, and then I was at that dance studio, and they had an audition for a musical, so I did it, and yeah, my mom and dad say they showed up to the show, and they were like, she might have something for this. So, yeah, I grew up in musical theater, and then the film industry in Georgia started to grow a lot when I was a teenager. So I started to dabble in that, and here we are.
So you started, and then you went to college for acting or theater or something too, right?
So I did, yes. So
Yeah.
I was pursuing my BFA in acting. I was at the University of Arizona for my freshman and sophomore year. And then a little thing called COVID hit.
hmm
And so at that time, I made the decision to transfer to University of Georgia for my last 2 years, and I studied film and minored in theater, and was still able to audition and work professionally while I was in school. So it was really great, and the dogs won the national championship my senior year. So go dogs!
Okay, great. Now let's see, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen here. I want to chat. Let's dive into County Rescue.
Okay,
Hold on, let me make some adjustments. There we go. Can you see the picture okay?
I can.
Okay. All right. So tell me what this show is all about.
Okay, this show is about three rookie EMTs. We're all competing for one spot at the EMT station. And so it explores our relationships with each other. My character, Dani, has a lot of internal struggles she's trying to figure out throughout the show. So we have some action in there, of course, the medical elements, a little bit of romance. So there's a little bit of something for everyone, I think.
Okay, now you're too young to remember, but there was a show back in the 70s called Emergency that was about the Los Angeles Fire Department Rescue Squad. And I think this show is going to remind me of that show a little bit.
Yes, I have heard of it. I haven't watched it. When I was doing some research and prep for the show, Emergency kept popping up. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your character, Dani.
Sure. Dani is fun loving. She's outgoing. She's very brave and intuitive. And she loves an adventure. She can't stand being bored, but Dani has struggled in her life to find something she can stick with. So she's really on a journey, as I feel a lot of us are, especially myself being in my 20s, to kind of figure out what is our calling, what should we be doing. So she really explores her identity in that way throughout the show.
Okay, now tell me about all these other characters. that we're seeing in this picture here? Who are
Oh
they and
my
what are they all
goodness, I
about?
love them all so much. Well, do you want me to go through each one? Do you want me to give just an overview?
Sure, go through each one. If yeah, go through each
Okay,
one.
okay. So first we have Duke. He's right next to me on the like that's my right. Played by Percy. Duke is
Okay.
very hardworking. He's respected. He's a leader. He's orderly. Um, and he has all I'll say is he has a really cool journey in this first season as well. Then down below we have Riley, who plays Tim. He's so fun in this role. He's extremely intelligent. He's always prepared and very dependable. And then to the right of him, we have Stacy, who plays Liz. She is independent. She's strong. She's powerful. You don't want to cross her.
Okay.
Next to her, we have Griffin. Griffin is he's very charismatic. He can be a bit impulsive. I don't want to give too much away about all the
Okay.
characters.
Okay. All right.
Then we have to the right of him, we have Marcos, played by Angel. Super ambitious, big heart. And then up there we have the chief, and he's a southern man. He's kind of taken a step back and is letting everyone else do the work. And then next to him, we have Andy and we have Ashley. They're a married couple. They have a really, really fun relationship and they have great chemistry. And Ashley, I don't want to give too much away, but they're super fun. And so I think
Okay.
Brian, our writer and one of our directors, did a great job really fleshing out each individual character because it's a larger ensemble cast. So I think he did a
Hmm.
great job making sure no one gets too lost in the shuffle.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that one couple is married. Are any
Mm-hmm.
of the other characters related to each other? Any relatives involved or not?
No,
No?
no.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah,
I was just wondering. I was just wondering. Now
yeah.
you mentioned some romance. Is your character
Yes.
going to have a love interest?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe so. You might just have to tune in.
All right. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Great. Now, have you ever worked with any of these co-stars before?
I actually have.
Oh, you have.
Keller, yeah, Keller, who plays Griffin. We actually did a couple projects together. We did a smaller independent movie together years ago, and then we also worked together um, on a Lifetime movie. And we didn't do any scenes together in that movie, but we met on set. So we didn't really get to know each other more until working on County Rescue. And then Riley, who plays Tim, we both worked at a audition taping studio together in Atlanta, and so we both got auditions for the show and read with each other through the whole process. And yeah, so we kind of got to go through the whole audition process and book it together. And he's been a best friend of mine for a while, so it was very unique and very special. And then everyone
Wow.
else I hadn't worked with before, but they were all genuinely such wonderful people. It made going to work. I can't even call it work. It made it so much fun.
Well, that's great that you knew a couple people before you
Yes,
started
yeah, it was
on.
nice to have that familiarity for sure.
Yeah,
But we
yeah,
all became close fairly
yeah.
quickly.
That brings up another question. How did you get cast in this?
Well, my agent sent me an audition for it, and I did a self tape. And it was, I think we had like three scenes to do. And then the next step was a Zoom call back with Brian and the casting director. And I believe one of our producers was on it. And then finally, we did a in-person audition where it was down to the last few people for the role. So it was fun to get to do an in-person component to this because since COVID, that has been very, very rare.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Now, were you a fan of medical dramas before getting cast in this?
Oh yeah, I feel like I've seen like a couple episodes here and there of all the different medical dramas. I've been on the Grey's Anatomy binge watching before, so
Yeah.
absolutely. I love medical dramas. They're some of my favorite shows, and it's always been like a bucket list item to get to do one.
Okay, great, great. Now, where was this? Where's this show filmed?
So we filmed in and around Nashville, Tennessee. We filmed
Oh,
primarily in
Nashville. Okay.
Nashville. We filmed a little bit in Franklin, and it was such a great city. I loved being
Oh, I've
there.
been to Franklin. Okay.
Have you? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cute. It's
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. 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 Now, where does the story of the show take place?
So technically, it takes place outside of Nashville, but Brian really wanted it to feel like it could take place outside of any town in the USA, and
Oh.
he did tell me I could tease if we have another season. He would love to throw in some Music City stuff. So we'll
Oh,
see.
okay. All right. All right. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the show. And I want to talk about some other projects that you have been in. One of
Ah.
those big projects was Stranger Things. You were in the fourth season and you
Oh
played
yeah.
Tammy Thompson, who had a very
Yes.
unique rendition of the Star Spangled Banner.
Yes, it sure was unique. That is a great way to describe it. Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, tell me about being on this show.
Um, it still it doesn't feel real that I got such the honor to work on that show. To this day, that's still the largest set I've worked on, and they were such a well-oiled machine. I mean, they've been at it a long time,
Mhm.
and I mean, all the series regulars of that show that I got the privilege to meet and work with were such nice and kind and wonderful people. Which you always wonder, you're like, how are they on set? They treated me like I had been there as long as they had. So it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I'm super grateful. It was so fun, and like to get in the '80s outfit and the
Uh-huh.
makeup and the wig, I loved it.
The eyeshadow and everything, you know.
Oh yes, that iconic blue eyeshadow. It's kind of hard to see in that picture, but we had a purple eyeliner. So it was a fun look for sure.
Yeah. Now that show, I think that show's filmed around Atlanta somewhere, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, when I worked on it, we were in Atlanta. I think they filmed a little bit of last season in New Mexico as well,
Okay.
but primarily in and around Atlanta.
Yeah. So
So
you were right at home there when you were filming that one then.
I
Yeah.
was. I got to stay at my parents' house and drive to and from. So it was very nice.
Now, with you having a musical theater background, I know you're a singer and a dancer.
I am.
Is it difficult to sing bad when you're a good singer?
Honestly, it's so relieving and so much fun because singing growing up was something like I was never as comfortable with it as acting. And so to like be able to go into a setting and not have to sound good was so awesome. Just I think I will say like knowing the technique and knowing like the rules helped me break them for this. So yeah, it was so fun. I was like everything I've been taught not to do, I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I saw that scene, and then when I looked you up and it said that you were a singer and a dancer, I'm like, she's a singer?
Yeah, no, I imagine anyone who's seen the show would not think that. And if they don't, that means I did the job.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that must have been a fun show to be on.
It was very, very fun.
Now, you've worked with a few people who have been in Great American Family movies, and one of those is Ansley Gordon. She's written and starred
Yes.
in several of the network's movies. And you did a Christmas movie that she starred in called A Perfect Christmas Pairing. So I wanted to ask, did you get to work with her at all in any of your scenes or anything? Get to know her at all?
I did, yeah. I was on that set for a short amount of time. But she was so lovely, and look at her, she's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really great. I mean, very seasoned, very professional. And when we had some downtime, she like sat down with us and shared some of her experience and lessons. So she was super, super helpful. So it was so great to get to meet her and work with her.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to watch that movie now. I'm gonna have to try to
Yeah,
find it and watch it.
it's a cute movie.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, yeah, she does a great job.
And I know you've done a couple Lifetime movies. You
Yes,
did
there they
a
are.
View to Kill For and The Secrets She Keeps. How fun are
Yes.
these to do these thriller type movies?
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And in both of those movies, I play kind of like the popular queen bee mean girl. So very different from my character in County Rescue, but it's fun to like play that girl. And yeah, The Secret She Keeps we filmed in Savannah, Georgia, and I love that city. That was super fun. So yeah, they were both really cool
Oh,
experiences.
Savannah's nice. I've been to Savannah too. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love that how historic it is, and
Hmm.
being down by the river. It's
Hmm.
beautiful.
Yeah. Now, were you the psycho killer in these movies?
No, I wasn't.
No.
Sorry to spoil that for anyone watching. I won't give it away, but unfortunately, I was not.
Now, in A View to Kill For, you worked with two Britneys. The
Yes.
two Britneys, Brittany Underwood and Brittany Goodwin, who have both been in Great American Family movies. What was it like working with those two?
So Brittany Underwood was our director
Yeah,
on that,
yeah.
and she was so fun. She just had such a light, warm, great energy, very easygoing, and made it a very relaxed and efficient environment. Um, and Brittany Goodwin, I didn't get to do any scenes with her, but we did meet. I think we were getting hair and makeup done at the same time, so we got to say
Okay.
a quick hello.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Great. I'm gonna stop the screen sharing there. All right. Now, I always like to, when I have actors on, I always like to ask a few acting questions. Acting, I know it's a difficult profession to get into. Do you have any advice for any young actors who are trying to break into the business?
Yeah, I started auditioning professionally when I was I think 11. Um and it's it can be a grind. It's you grow up and you see some people get stuff right away, and but everyone has their own journey, and
Mhm.
if you really love it and you have the passion, and you're persistent, and you take class, and you're prepared for your auditions and your classes, it's a matter of time. And I'm such a firm believer that if the role is meant for you, you're going to get the role. And since
Mhm.
I've really been able to like accept that mindset in the way that it is, it just has allowed me to have fun with auditions. And then you're not like thinking on them a week later, like, oh, I wonder if they made a decision, because there's so many, and there is a lot of rejection, but
Mhm.
you never know if the next one is going to be that yes. So
Yeah.
I've just always viewed it as a long haul. It's the long race. It's not a short game.
Mhm.
So Stranger Things was the first, I would say, big name show I booked, and that was almost 10 years after I had started some auditioning. So it just
Wow.
it takes
Wow.
time. So
Uh-huh.
stick with it if you love it, and
Yeah.
it'll be worth it.
Yeah. And you have to, like you said, you have to have a thick skin because you get a lot of no's along the way.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But with those no's, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it probably has nothing to do with the work you did. It comes down to looks. I've been told you're too tall, you're too short, you can't be taller than who we want to play your mom. So it comes down to things that are just completely out of your control.
Mhm. Oh yeah. 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 Now, do you have any desire to direct someday?
I would love to direct someday. Yeah. I would love to. I haven't gotten to get to experience any directing before, but the more I've gotten to work on set, and getting to work with some great directors on County Rescue, I've picked up different styles and directing methods, and hope that one day I can try them out. It'd be so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I love all aspects, in front of the camera, behind the camera. So love to
Mhm.
do more than just acting at some point.
Yeah. Now, are there any future projects that you're allowed to talk about or promote?
None that I can talk about at this
No.
time,
Okay.
but yes, yeah. Oh,
But
watch
there
County Rescue.
but there are things in the works, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Good. Good. Well, County Rescue premieres on Monday, February 26th at 8 o'clock Eastern on Great American Family. Julia, thank you so much for being here and taking the time to chat with me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Now drop your social media handles so people can follow you and your career.
Sure. I really only use the Instagram, TikTok occasionally, but my Instagram is Julia Grace Reilly, and Reilly is Reilly. Um, I can't even think of what my TikTok username is at this time, but you can find me on Instagram there.
Okay, great. And you can find me at Great American Chat and at Chad Maurice. And thank you once again, Julie, for being here, Julia. And thank you for being here, chatters. And until next time, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.
Okay, thank you.